Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another Henrico's Environmental Action Resource Team podcast. This is Jeff Whitell, your host, and we are here to talk about some more stuff related to the environment and cool stuff. So, anyway, welcome. And today we have two guests with us today. First of all, we have Abby Johnson. Abby is the Executive Director of Virginia PACE Authority. And then we have Matt Chafin. He is the Deputy Director of Finance for Henrico County. Welcome.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Great to be here.
All right. So we're here today to talk about CPACE, Virginia PACE. Abby, what is CPACE?
Well, CPACE stands for Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy.
Okay.
It is a innovative form of clean energy financing where you can basically finance a wide variety of measures from energy efficiency like HVAC, lighting, hot water heaters.
Right.
You can also finance renewable energy, so solar PV, cogen, wind. You can also finance now EV charging stations. You can finance resiliency measures. You think about areas with flooding, so waterproofing. You can have bracing for roofs and windows. And we actually have added now environmental remediation, so you can also help redevelop older buildings. So it's a really great tool that helps property owners and businesses be able to upgrade their buildings, make them more efficient, and actually save money.
All right. So Matt, you're on our H.E.A.R.T committee, and so what's the connection to H.E.A.R.T as related to this program?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks, Jeff, for hosting us. Thanks for having us. So the H.E.A.R.T committee is our Henrico Environmental Action Resource Team. And we started up late last year to really kind of bring a lot of the efforts of the county together, make sure we're getting the word out to folks, and really bring some synergy to all the efforts that are happening across the county. And this year, we've done a lot of things, but we were really thinking about our commercial property owners. So there's a lot of things the county itself is doing to support sustainability and clean energy. There's a lot of information we're getting out to residents, but we're sort of challenging ourselves to take it to the next level and say, look, our commercial property owners have huge amounts of property and real estate across the county. What could we do to help encourage them to invest more in clean energy? And it was right around that time that Abby and her team reached out to the county as part of their work at the Virginia PACE Authority and made us aware of this program. And I just want to hand it to our board. You know, we did some work to kind of get some information together for our board, and they took a look and thought it made a lot of sense. And so we passed an ordinance to enable CPACE in Henrico back in August of this year.
Right. So, Abby, one of the things that I haven't had an opportunity to let people know about during this podcast is tell me about your organization. What is it all about?
Great. Thanks very much. And thanks for letting me be here. The Virginia PACE Authority is a 501c3 nonprofit.
Okay.
We formed it a little over 4 years ago exclusively to basically manage PACE programs in the state of Virginia. And so this is something that is our mission, is to really help promulgate PACE and also clean energy in the state. And almost 2 years ago, we were selected by the state to run the state program. So it's called VAC PACE, and we are now have, I think, 8 signed up. So we're very excited that Henrico is one of the early adopters and look forward to working with you all in the future.
Right, great.
Absolutely.
And one of the things, too, about our website is we've got a variety of different information on there, but we also have a list of partnerships that are on there, and you all are there.
Yay, we're excited.
Yep, you go there, you leak right over. So it's really cool.
Cool. So, Abby, just for somebody that doesn't know a lot of finance stuff at all, my wife does all of our stuff. What is this? Is it a loan for businesses? What is it?
So I would say that it is not inherently an easy thing to describe because it's basically a public-private partnership, mainly private, and then it kind of walks and talks like a loan. But you do need the local government, like Henrico, involved because they're really allowing for this long-term fixed-rate financing. So this is a kind of financing that, say, for example, an existing building owner, they own, I don't know, let's just say a bowling alley because we were talking about that earlier.
Right.
And they want a new roof, and they want to put solar PV on that roof. Well, they don't want to come out of pocket, so how can they finance it? So they can basically say, come to us. We administer the program for the state, and Henrico is part of the state program. And we say, okay, show us you're putting on a roof that's more efficient, and you're putting solar PV. We'll approve it. You're going to go out and find a lender because we have a list of lenders that are approved. And if you have one you like, we'll approve them if they're have the right credentials. And you can get, if it's say the roof has got a useful life of 20 years and your solar PV has 30 years, let's just, easy math, say 25-year term. So I can get this loan paid over 25 years fixed. Now that is really hard to get.
Right.
I think Matt from his prior life knows that's really hard to get that kind of money, long-term fixed rates. And rates are really good right now. They're actually even better than senior mortgages currently.
So what is the difference between, okay, I'm a business owner and I want to put in solar panels, or I want to go ahead and put energy efficient windows in my building. What's the difference between this program and me just going to a bank and getting a loan?
I think from my perspective, and Abby, certainly feel free to add to this, but I think the synergy that's involved with CPACE is really what makes it work so well.
Right.
So it truly is a collaboration and a partnership between capital providers or financiers, the property owners themselves, and the county. So there is a role for the county to play in this. It does not cost the county anything. Like there's no money involved or at risk for the county at all. But what we do is we come in and we help secure the financing through some actions that we're able to take as the county.
Okay.
And what that does is it helps protect the lenders a little bit, but also gets the borrowers some incentives and brings down that cost of financing. And as Abby explained earlier, results in a little bit longer loan terms that are very attractive to property owners and developers.
Right. So Abby, if I'm a business owner and I want to get into this, what's the application process? What's involved?
So basically, you would just go on our website, virginiapace.com, and we have a Start Here kind of tab, and says property owner, and it says apply. So you would start that process. It's very simple, the pre-application, just to kind of make sure that your building is located in Henrico County, that you are actually commercial. So statutorily, state law says that all commercial and multifamily buildings with more than 4 units can apply. So right now, single family residential from up to 4 units cannot. So we have to ensure that's the case.
Right.
There's a whole story behind that, which we can talk about in another podcast, but that is how it works. We want to make sure it's in the county. It's generally a project that relates to energy efficiency, renewable energy, and resiliency.
Right.
And environmental remediation, but it fits within that parameters. And then we contact the property owner and talk to them more about the project.
Okay.
Now, what's really important is at that point, we need to identify, how they can move forward with identifying a lender. And so we are agnostic to the lenders that are out there.
Right.
But we can say, okay, we know that these 5 lenders will do a project under $1 million, and these 5 will not. So don't waste your time. If you're a developer, you're going to have a much bigger project. That's another question perhaps, but they would do the same process, but they're going to be looking at ways to basically fill in the capital gap for their financing project, and they're going to go after certain lenders who specialize in that.
Okay. Okay. Now, Matt, what's the county's role in this process?
Sure. So the county is a partner in all of this.
Right.
One of the biggest things we can do is what we're doing right now is marketing, getting the word out about the program. The other thing is we're happy to receive any inbound requests on the program. So as Abby mentioned, the Virginia PACE Authority has their website. We also have links to this program on henrico.us website and on the H.E.A.R.T committee page there. So anyone who's interested, you can go either place. And if you come to our website, there's some contact information. If you call the county, you're probably going to end up talking to me.
Right.
And then ultimately, though, if you want to move forward, you'll end up with the Virginia PACE Authority because Virginia PACE is doing some remarkable work with building the networks, right? So building the network of capital providers, building the network of counties and localities who are participating in the program. And so what I see in the future is almost like a flywheel effect. Like it's going to get moving fast and it's going to get more and more popular. But to sort of answer your original question, reach out to the county, reach out to Virginia PACE Authority, and either one of us can get you more information if it's something you're interested in finding out more about.
Right. Abby, one of the things I was thinking about this project is, or this program, is that I think it really could have I don't know if trickle down effect is the right word, but I think it could have some impact on on Henrico County as far as its marketability for companies that are looking for localities that they have a strong ethic and company way of thinking about going to green areas.
Oh yeah, I absolutely think so. So a lot of what we do, and I think Matt described it very well. We definitely are kind of we're like the hub of like the lending community,
Right.
the local governments and contractors, and
Hmm.
the property owners kind of also sit in the middle. But what does that mean? It's really a lot of economic development.
Yeah.
And economic development is becoming greener and greener.
Yep.
And companies are requiring that. We've seen that in other counties. We've seen that internationally. Groups want to come in. They're like, where's all the incentives for solar? Or we need to want to finance this or that. And so I
Right.
think Henrico could be really a leader in that. And I mean, we actually talked to one future project potentially in Henrico. It's enormous. It's amazing. And I think it would really not only incorporate a lot of really, really green elements, it would probably have it would track those green companies
Right.
the
Right.
county's looking for.
And I don't think it's being boastful doing programs like this, podcasts and things like that. When we're not, wouldn't consider it to be really beating our chest. It's more about just saying, hey, we mean what we say.
Yeah.
We really are
Mhm.
trying to promote greening up our county. We're really trying to help the community and help the business community with that
Mhm.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
From an outsider perspective, I really think this initiative is great because
Yeah.
I think a lot of issue is you come to somewhere, you're like, well, where do I go? And now you have one place you can go.
Mhm.
I mean,
Right.
that's kind of what we are for PACE, but you are in a broader level for the environment in the county. I think that's really,
Right.
really, I'm not trying to beat up your chest, but
No,
I
no,
think
no,
it's
no,
really
no,
great.
yeah.
I think it's
Well-
great. It helps us too be able to say, go to Heart,
Yeah.
or other incentives, not just PACE.
Yeah.
And absolutely, and at the risk of myself being a little boastful, I mean, I do believe Henrico has been a leader in a lot of different fronts.
Yep.
And Abby, you mentioned earlier public-private partnerships. I mean, that's one thing the county's known for. I mean, we've been known for a long time being great partners and really encouraging development and free enterprise throughout the county.
Right.
And I think this is another opportunity for us to lead the way. I mean, I think there's a lot of localities looking at this ordinance and looking to pass it, but we're really excited about it and really open to making sure we leverage it and get some great stuff going in this space.
Right. Well, anything else? Did we miss anything?
I could add something.
Sure.
That's okay. So I just want to kind of really reiterate the variety of projects that can be done with PACE. So
Yeah.
you can have a little, I'm doing and redoing a roof or put some windows in. I mean, we do have a minimum of 50,000, and I would say that right now our lending community doesn't really want to go under 250. So I will put that caveat out there for
Right.
now.
Right.
But you can go up to any level
Yeah.
as long as the value's there.
Right.
And you can do things like I was just looking at the property up the street that needs to be redeveloped. Well, that could be redeveloped a lot using PACE. Take out the asbestos, redo the parking lot with pervious pavement,
Right.
put in EV charging, whatever it is, all of that is eligible. So I would just say, ask us, is it
Yeah.
eligible? Don't assume it's not.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you all are the resource to be able to help.
We were
answer the
created for
questions.
that. We were created for that. We were created to run the program at the state level, ultimately, but a lot of what we do is outreach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, speaking of outreach, this is a H.E.A.R.T podcast. And if anybody has any questions about our committee, we have a website, and it's henrico.us/HEART. So we really want to spread the word about this. And I want to thank you all both for coming out today. I really appreciate it. And for the people that are listening and not able to see the video, our mascot, Stuart, is on the table. And he, again, that's right, it's stickers, yay! But truly, Stuart reminds us to be good stewards of the environment. And his motto is choose to reuse. So it's great to see you all again. And we'll see you all next time.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jeff.